And I believe we are there. Laura, hey Laura, it's Deb here, and we are live, and it's a beautiful Wednesday, sunny in Chicagoland. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this interview this for like a week. I've been just so excited reading Joan's book and everything. But we're doing great. It's starting to get cool out, and Halloween's just around the corner, so I'm really excited. But I want to introduce you to one of the most inspiring people that I have ever met before. She is just unbelievable. You think I've been through a lot in my life. This girl has been through so much, and she's so inspiring with everything she does after her recovery and stuff. Her name is Joan Aubele. I'm sorry, Aubele. Sorry, one of those days. And she had stage 4 acute lymphoplastic leukemia at the age of 29. And her story is just remarkable. So, Joan, I'm going to lead it on to you, and you can tell everybody your story and how it,
All
and
right.
just listen. It's so inspiring.
Well, thank you for having me. First of all, I wanted to thank you for inviting me here today. Your group is amazing. I love the actually friends helping friends segment that you have every week. Every week, I think that's great. During the pandemic, we can't really make the connections with one another, so I think this group is really important. How can I begin my story? It's a 30-year story, so it's kind of hard to kind of cram it in. But basically, I was diagnosed with a stage 4 acute lymphoblastic leukemia, like Lori said, at 29. I had 3 small children, and the youngest one, actually, I was birthing. She was 4 months old. They didn't give me to the end of the week to live. And then my husband said, you know what, should we back up a little? We started playing my funeral arrangements and picking out the songs and the hymns and where everybody to be buried, that kind of thing. And then my husband said, you know, this is nuts. We're just giving up. So I decided to change my thoughts to freaking out, like, and being scared, and kind of resigned to the fact that I was going to die, to fight for my children, to pray. So the prayers led to miracles, which led to me being cancer-free now for, it was 30 years in March. So, and I
Praise
just
God.
celebrated my 30th
Yeah,
anniversary.
amazing.
Pardon?
It's
I said
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many details that happened throughout my journey in and out of the hospital a million times. But the end result was that I'm cancer free now. So there's always a chance of other future cancers, but I think I'm totally fine with the other one. I think it's good. What happened? The reason why I wrote the book was I was doing craft shows. I started making scarves. I just made scarves for the family for Christmas one year, and the kids were telling me, "Mom, you should sell them." I thought, well, maybe they're just kind of condescending, you know. But then I just thought, okay, I'll bite the bullet on what the worst that's gonna happen. No one's gonna like them, right? Well, I ended up doing very success, being very successful. I ended up creating 3 different lines, and with the scarf, I would include a story which briefly tells about the faith and the love of the whole inspiration thing for my journey. And then the people really loved to hear the story, so then they encouraged me to write the book. So since then, I wrote the book, and it's amazing to see how many people are feeling the same way, because it's just like a regular, like we're talking now. You know, it's now like an in-depth medical book at all. It's just a story about whole family survival and the power of prayer, and that you should never give up.
Yeah, that is just amazing. You know, Joan, when I was reading that book, I couldn't put it down. And you know what? Just the stuff, the love that you had with your husband, you have just such a great relationship and how good by your side. And your kids all pitched in and helped out. And you know, when somebody gets sick, it's not just the person that's sick that gets affected, but the whole family does.
Exactly.
You know, and your faith was just is just remarkable. I mean, it's just unbelievable, and it just, to me, it's awesome. And I
Well,
just
I
hope,
think, go ahead, I'm sorry, Lauren, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I hope everybody likes your page and gets your book. It'll be a great Christmas present to give to somebody. I mean, really. Go ahead,
Well,
Joan.
you know, the V thing really comes to play as far as I've done it. I do a lot of public speaking, and a couple, my favorite ones are when I do BAMS, which is mothers of preschoolers. So
Yeah,
I'm able to encourage the young moms how important their teaching of faith is to their children, because that's why I learned this from my mother. And then I'm passing it on to my kids, and we'll pass it on to their kids. And I think that's what it's all about.
right. And you
Teach
know what? You
everybody.
could have given up. You could have given up so many times. And I know that, you know, you thought about it, but you know, with all the help and encouragement of your husband, you kept moving on, which is
Right.
unbelievable.
Well,
You know,
throughout
you,
the actual hospitalization, I always felt a determination not to give in because I wanted to be there for the kids. But there are so many things that happened after once I got home with the recurring strokes and things that the
yeah,
last time I had the TIA, I was done. I'm like, I can't handle this anymore because I couldn't even lift up a gallon of milk and walked it into my block and things. So my car was like, he was a little angel in my life because he was a reassuring factor that said, okay, I know this stinks, but there's something you got to do. And he helped me lift up our weights and build up my strength. And not that I'm some super, I can run a triathlon, but at least I'm back to normal for me anyway. Where I can walk and I can at least pour a glass of milk and things like that. So
yeah. And you got, you know, you went through all this, and your kids are married now, and you have grandkids.
yeah, all three kids
And,
are married. Or
and
I'm just two of the girls are married.
yeah,
The one actually we went out to Montana last summer and she got married before this whole pandemic
yeah,
came out to be, and now they have children, have 4 grandchildren now, which I never thought I would even be there to see
yeah.
my kids grow up. And here I have the 4 grandchildren.
Oh, it's just amazing. You know, I suffered a lot of issues with my illness, and I still suffer every day. And after, you know, reading your book, you gave me so much hope. And, you know, I have a strong faith, but you just sparked something in me. And
Well,
I
I think
just feel
everybody sparks something in everybody,
right, right.
you know.
But I really, yeah, right. And so tell me, you know, your kids, the kids dealt with it and everything, and they grew up to be strong adults because of what
Right,
happened to you, correct?
right.
You
Actually, the
know,
middle one is a nurse. The
yeah,
youngest one started a big Montana group in homeschooling, and they introduced the faith in it as well. So it's pretty cool. And the oldest one is
well, that's great.
she works for an attorney, but on
Yeah.
the part time she also is working as a pastor at her church.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
Now you have a new book that's going to be coming out, correct?
I do. It's called Hearts Ablaze: The Rebel to Be Great. It's actually completed, pretty much completed. We just have to, it's up for editing right now. So I'm kind of at the mercy of waiting for the edits and reviews to come in and things like that. But it's basically a compilation of stories from the publication of the dance 5 years ago, of all the amazing things that I've heard that people connect to other people and how everything's falling into place and how our words make such an impact on other people's lives. So we
Right,
really need to go ahead and send positive
right.
messages. Say you look nice today. Say
Yeah,
whatever, just to make their day.
right, exactly. Now I should have said that your first book is called The Dance.
Mhm.
And I do have to say your name again because I didn't say it right. It's Joan Aubele. Okay.
Yes,
And
exactly.
and we'll have all the links for you to go on her Facebook so that you could go ahead and join it and like it. And please, it's just, like I said, it's just, you're an inspiration, especially right now. I think everybody should take the time and read it, because with all this stuff with the COVID going on and we're stuck at home, like you said, Joan, and, we can't get out, and and how it's getting worse with the COVID again, because it's getting cold. We need to hear something that's such an up
something more
stuff.
positive.
Right, more positive. And yeah, I heard you told me your husband is retired now.
Yeah.
So you guys spent a lot of time together, I hope.
Yeah. It's been nice. Actually, it's been really nice. We really enjoy it.
Well, that's good.
Time before, so we didn't have as much time together, but now we're together all the time, so it's cool.
That's awesome. That's a great story. Now I have a question for you. Did I was going to say, did your kids have any problems with other people helping out and stuff like that around the house? Like when you were sick? Sorry, when you were sick, did your kids have any issues with other people coming around the house? Were they scared or?
No, I think they were kind of used to it. I feel the most bad for Natalie because she's only a little baby.
Yeah.
So, but I think she got used to that. It's like every day there was someone else watching her.
Yeah.
Right. For a couple months, once I was home, and my mother-in-law lived with us for 3 months, and then she left. I couldn't care for Natalie. I could take care of myself, but I couldn't leave her out of the crib and change diaper or anything. Mm-hmm. So Carl would have to drop out and babysitter's house on the way for his work. So that was kind of tough. But I think she was just used to it. Always, different aunts would come over and different friends would come over, and there was this. I think she knew any different.
Yeah, it was like a big party.
Bothered me, but it didn't bother her.
Right, it was like a big party at your house every day.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah, it was just a revolving door. We actually had neighbors come over. We used to live in Newark, which is a small town.
Yeah.
We actually, it's funny. We had neighbors come to the door because we just recently moved in and I was diagnosed. So no one really knew about anything upwards. And my mother-in-law was watching the kids, and the neighbors came over to answer the door. And they came over to say, there's all these strange women coming in and out of the house all hours of the day. We're not the kind of neighborhood. Like, they're my sisters. They're my sister-in-laws.
Yeah, that's interesting. Debbie, do you have any questions?
Well, I don't have any exact questions, but I want to say my take here. I just want to tell you, Joan, that you inspire everybody. I was so excited when we were able to make this connection, but it was definitely divine intervention because Lori had found your story and she had told me about it. And we were so excited because we didn't mention this. We all went to the same high school. You were, the class ahead of me and Lori. And so our paths have crossed millions of times when we were younger, in the hallways of Downers Grove North High School. And here we are many moons later, talking about a life experience and what you've done and how you're touching people. So I just want to tell you that I read your book yesterday. Okay. I could not stop reading it. I read the entire book. It was amazing. Your 12 steps at the end that you talk about that I think that people can use in all aspects along with what you've gone through is very powerful, and it's a really a tribute to, how you've been able to open up and help others. And what I think is so cool about what we're doing here is that, Lori and I created this platform to be able to do our Friends Helping Friends. And when we started to do interviews, we've been seeing, even yesterday, we saw somebody who commented and you commented back, and there's somebody that this can help. Well, we don't know how many more people out there this can help. So with that, we're basically friendly networking and helping each other. So we want you to please, when you're anything that you want to share on our, for the health and wellness of you, our website or Facebook group, we want you to update us as things happen. When your book gets released, we want to know that because we want people to be able to, take advantage of hearing that. And I know that from just your personality that, if there's someone that needs to talk to somebody, I'm sure you would love to be able to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to offer you to that, but
that's fine.
I feel like that. I feel like
that way.
Exactly. And I feel like if you can help us too by telling people how great it is for them to connect up with me and Lori, on our group,
Right.
all will help each other. And this is all about helping people. So
Yeah.
I feel very blessed that we had you here today. It was
Thank you. Me too.
really great. And, with that, I'm going to send it back to you, Lori, to close us out. And Joan, again, thank you for being so
Thank
transparent
you.
and helping us out today and being on here. Okay, back to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? I just want to tell everybody, have them like our page. We want to get up to 1,000 people, but
Mhm.
also please share this with all your friends because Joan's
Exactly.
story is just so inspirational. And during this hard time, we all need to be inspired, and it's so
Mhm.
positive. Everything. And Joan, we want to thank you so much for being
Thank
here
you.
today. And I feel so fortunate that God brought me to you. So I feel
Thank
like
you.
it was totally a divine intervention
Yeah,
there.
definitely
So,
was.
and
Definitely
there.
was.
So,
And
but
if I
with,
can leave with one message as well, if anybody wants to reach out to me, be Facebook or my email, which is the dance, I get letters from people all over the world. I think I always respond to them. I think it's awesome. Because somebody is always going through something. It doesn't necessarily have to be cancer. It could be anything. It could be financial. It could be marital. It could be other physical disabilities. But they need a little more confidence. And I think that's what my book is saying. A With Me book. It's like you can do it kind of book. So I
Mhm.
want people to know that if I can do it, I'm just a mom. Nothing special about me. I don't see burning bushes or anything. I'm just a mom that believes in God that you can do the same thing.
sounds
Amazing.
great.
Amazing.
Do you happen to have your book there with you or no?
I do.
Could you just like hold it up so everybody could see what it looks like? Isn't it just
Here,
beautiful? Oh, just absolutely blue. I love the cover on that.
and I
Well,
got the
great.
review from the
Yeah, the reviews
Michigan.
are unbelievably
Mhm.
fantastic. So great reviews. Well, with that, we're going to close out, and we just want to say, everybody have a great day. This is Friends Helping Friends, and we
Whoops. You okay, Lori?
look forward to
Man
seeing.
down.
There you go. And her microphone went off, but yes, everybody have a fabulous day. Laura, your microphone's off. Okay, thanks so much, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Bye.
Have a
you.
good day.
Bye.
Bye. You